Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I am so excited because I have a guest. I have Valerie Smith with me here today to talk about her personal transformation, which was a style transformation. But what I think you're going to discover is that her transformations were so much bigger than just what she wore on the outside. We were just talking a few moments before I hit the record button, and what she was telling me about her life right now and how she's feeling and showing up in her life. I was surprised to hear that it had to do with some of the work that we did together on her outer appearance. So we're going to share all of that with you. But first, Valerie, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and tell everybody what you are, how you help people, what you do.
So my name is Valerie Smith, and I'm so excited to be chatting with you today because I so value the work you do. I'm an acupuncturist. I also teach traditional Chinese medicine, and most recently, I can call myself a traditional Chinese medicine wellness mentor. I focus on working with women moving through midlife, and it's not just about the physiological changes, but it's about the internal changes and leaving things behind that no longer serve us, or breaking through areas that are so a part of us, but they just don't work for us anymore. How do we get beyond that, those blocks?
This is exactly the reason that I wanted you to come here today to talk with me, is because of your work experience and what you offer to women in the world. I was just so curious to hear your perspective of what it was like to go through a styling program. So we met a couple years ago. We've known each other for a little bit now. And I remember this was back in late 2019. We did a clarity call. We talked about the possibility of working together one-on-one, and it didn't come together at that point. So I'm just curious to hear what was going on with you, with your style, with your clothing, how you were feeling about your appearance in that time, like late 2019 and up until through 2020 into 2021.
Sure. And this is New Sparkle. I thought of you when I bought this. So when I first connected with you, I was kind of going through my own transformation, kind of that idea of moving through midlife and really just questioning everything. And one of the things that I had really, I wasn't walking around like a slob, but I wasn't putting any thought or a lot of thought into what I was wearing or how I was accessorizing. The previous 10, 15 years, I'd focused on building my business, making connections. And in the business I'm primarily in, it's not a business suit kind of thing. I could teach in jeans. I could do my practice in jeans. And I was really starting to notice that just wearing the same uniform all the time wasn't really doing anything for me. Like, it was just something to put on, and it didn't enhance my day. And I feel that that's really important. That was something I was missing, because I'm a jeans girl, but through you, I learned more about the importance of accessorizing and, putting some sparkle, or what you like to call a cherry, on top of the outfit. And I think it took me a while to work with you because I think as women, we think of ourselves last, we take care of ourselves last. And I thought, it can't be that big a deal. Like, I wasn't feeling great in what I had on, which I understood didn't make me feel great about myself, but I didn't realize it was that big a deal until I started watching your videos. And I think I had gone to a few master classes, and then the 90-day refresh came up, and I thought, I really need this. Because I can't do it on my own.
Right. So you had said something about how you, when we first met, so basically like your clothes weren't really enhancing who you are. And so what I'm hearing is that when we first met, you weren't quite aware of that. You didn't quite understand that that wasn't happening. And then in that past year, you started to become more and more aware of, oh, wow, I actually have control over this. I can make some different decisions and things will look differently for me.
Yeah. And there were two other things that I just thought of. I felt like it wasn't easy to like dress with more of a pop, which you taught me it is. And the theme for me is I hate clothes shopping. I've always have since I've been a kid. I was tall, so things are usually short. I was a little bit bigger, so things were a little snug. And I kind of just gave up. And what I said to you toward the end of the 90 days is I don't hate shopping anymore. Like, it's kind of fun for me. It's not, it's not like a party time yet, but it's more fun because I'm looking at textures and colors and styles that I might not have tried until I went through your program.
Right. So you are so not alone in the I hate shopping, and it can be a frustrating experience. And there's this idea that we see maybe in the movies or something, that shopping is this fun, easy experience, that the makeover happens like that, right? It's like snap your fingers and everything fits perfect and you look amazing, but it's not like that. It can be an arduous process for so many people that I know in particular, and then it can create a block. It can create a block and it can hold you back. So it sounds like, and not everybody's even aware of it, right? They're just like, oh, I have to get clothes, I need these, but you don't quite articulate what's actually going on.
That was totally me. And one of the game changers for me, which you put forth in all your videos too, but as part of the 90 days, being able to have regular contact with you in the classes, you really love clothes and styling, and so you're curious and you're like a detective, and that's kind of inspiring, or it was inspiring for me to really start to take chances on trying things different. And one of the things I know that I had told you guys, I bought this dress for a wedding that I was going to. It was a color that I would never buy. It was like a Kelly green. It was a style that I've always wanted to wear, and I never felt I had the guts for it. It was kind of retro and cool. And so I went to the wedding. It was for my my goddaughter, who means the world to me. I've known her since she was in the womb, so to speak. And the first thing she said to me when I bought shoes, I bought like yellow suede sandals, Kelly green dress. I had a purple pashmina. I was like, I'm pulling out all the colors. And the first thing she said to me as she came up, she said, "Oh my God, you look beautiful. Oh my God, I love that dress. I love that dress. We have to go out. We have to get dressed up next time I'm in Boston and go out and, have drinks." And that to me meant everything. I mean, that was just perfection.
And that's just the feedback of all of the work and all of the effort that you were very intentional about it. You knew what you were doing, and then getting compliments is always so nice, especially meaningful when it was, for the event that you're going to, right, to come from her. But that's just the feedback that we get from others once we start putting that intention into ourselves. So what were you hesitating about when it was time to sign up for the 90-day style refresh? Did you have any hesitations, or were you just like, now is the time, I'm doing this?
I think that it was, now is the time. Yeah, now is the time, because I was getting ready to, get ready to go to the wedding, and I was like, it's now is the time. It was just that moment. It clicked, because I had also been watching a lot of your videos. I attended a bunch of master classes, and I thought, why am I not doing this? Because clearly the master classes that you give and the videos that you have are amazing, but it's different than when you're in that group and you're getting feedback from other people, and encouragement from other people, because they see you differently than you see yourself. And I think that was a really powerful piece of it.
Yes, they see you differently than you see yourself, and they see you differently than I see you, right? So it's just having a community of peer support.
One of the other things that was such a great takeaway is that you're all about, you don't need to buy new things. You can accessorize what you have, see what you have, see if that works. It's not about going out and necessarily buying a whole new wardrobe or having this massive budget. You can do this on any budget. And it reminded me, because the dress I got, it was something like $29 or $39. I got it on Amazon, And I thought, I'm not sure what this is going to look like or feel like, but I got it in, and the material was actually really good. But you know, people were talking about how they were breaking the bank to get an outfit for the wedding. And I was like, well,
You
this
don't
is
have to.
what I got when I was going through
Yeah.
the 90-day refresh, and I
Yeah.
did pretty great in it.
Yeah. You don't have to break the bank if you know what you're
Exactly.
doing.
Exactly.
So, what was your experience like during the 90-day style refresh? What was it like? You mentioned a little bit about having the group of women, the peer support. What was your experience personally in those 90 days? It's a while, right? That is a substantial amount of time to commit to something.
Yep. One of the things I committed to within the group was attending each class, because I knew that the chances of me watching the video were, you know, it's possible, but you know, the week gets away from you. And so the individual classes were great, because as people came in, they would have different perspectives. People had different styles. People were trying out different things. It was such a cool collaborative group of women too. Just very honest and open and collegial. And I'm still in touch with Beth. She and I stayed in touch after the class. So yeah, I think that was a really big deal. Just everybody was so collaborative. And now we have a Facebook thread on Messenger that we use, and we check in with each other every now and again, all of us.
I love this so much. That's amazing. So I remember, I love that you showed up to every one of the calls, and I remember that you were always there. And I remember specifically there was one time we were meeting and you were very quiet during this time. And usually everybody has a chance to speak and share. And I remember you were very quiet. And then a couple days later, you shared a video that you had a little bit of an epiphany, is what you said. Do you remember this?
You know, I didn't go back and look at the video, but I remember that I can't remember the specifics of the epiphany, but I remember I pulled out all the jewelry that I hadn't worn, and I had stored in like little places in my home space. And I cleaned everything, and I put it all in one place, and I reorganized it. And I think that was part of it. I think it was like, wow, I have all this jewelry that I've loved and I haven't worn in years. And so now it's right where I can see it. And
it's accessible now. So what's changed for you since joining the 90-day style refresh? You were before we started this, before we hit record, you were mentioning some things about just your life in general that have changed and shifted. So I would love to hear about that.
Sure. So I think the biggest piece of that I was saying to you is I just feel calmer in my skin. And, you know, certainly I've been doing other work too, but I think that this piece of the puzzle was much more powerful than I expected it to be. You know, I have always been that person where I'll buy something that's just a little snug because I know I'm going to lose weight, or, you know, all that stuff. So I often wear clothes that maybe don't quite fit me the way they should. And I think that subconsciously that that's a message to me that I'm just not right. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not perfect, or whatever you want to substitute in there. And just buying clothes, taking the time to look around. And one thing that you had said is, you know, you can buy a couple of sizes and then bring one back. And so I started doing that so I wouldn't feel stuck with something. And I got into that groove. And so I was wearing clothes that fit me much better and that I really liked. I wasn't going into a store and saying, what can fit me? What will fit me? I was going into a store and saying, what do I like? Will this be a good fit on me? And if it's not, I can try another time. I can go to another store. I don't have to just pick up anything. And I was really in that kind of a groove before I started following you and before the 90-day. And I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, it's so many women do that. They settle for things because they don't trust that they're gonna find something else that will fit them or that they'll like. So many women just take like what's in front of them at the moment and think that that's all there is. And the way you explain that as the message that that's giving to yourself, that's really important. And I also love what you were saying earlier, just about how this is an investment in yourself, and it has become a form of your self-care. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Well, it also, when you were talking, I really believe that what we speak, we hear. Negative self-talk, we take that in. And it occurred to me while you were talking about that, what we fit, we hear too. Like if I'm wearing something too small, I'm sending myself a message that I'm too big. And the idea of self-care is that I care enough to wear things that feel good, that compliment me, that I don't feel I've settled for. Like all those negative messages I'm not wearing anymore,
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
And I feel so much just calmer in my skin. I don't know how else to explain it except to say I just feel a lot calmer and confident. And
it's amazing how the clothes that we wear, how they can have such a deep impact on us in both directions, when they don't fit or they don't, as you said at the beginning earlier, about enhance you, and then when they do, on the flip side, when you get yourself into the right clothes, how that can just change everything and help you feel more comfortable and confident and calmer in your skin. I love calmer. I love that part too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how you're feeling now. So you're feeling calmer, you're feeling confident. What's it like for you now? How do you feel about shopping right now? What's going on with you in that arena?
I mean, I don't know that I'll ever be a huge, I may never go out and shop all day, but if I feel like I need something, I'll go shopping for it, knowing that if I don't find something at a store, it's not an emergency, that I can look somewhere else or I can look online. And that piece is very new for me. I would say I'm going to go to this particular store, and if I can't find anything, I'm just going to see whatever I can get, I'll get, because I want it and I want it yesterday. And now it's more, I don't need it right away. And now when I'm in a store, I'll just start browsing. My eye starts catching different things. And I'll try things on, and if I like them, then I'll take them. But it's not such a fight. It's not it just felt so tense whenever I would try to look for clothes. It's the only way I can think of to describe it. I would just get really tense and frustrated, and I give up. And now, it's kind of fun.
Because you were giving yourself that message, these don't fit, I'm too big, and you knew that's what you were getting into. Going into shopping meant this is how I'm gonna make myself feel. And now in this calmer place, the calmer, you are calmer in all areas of your life, which include shopping for clothes.
Yeah, exactly. It's really huge for me. It's really a big deal, because for years and ever since I've been a kid, it has just not been my thing. My mom used to want to dress me, and we had different styles. So it's like a fight about that. No, I don't like this. No, what about this? No, I don't like that. And then as I grew up, it just became nothing fits me. So it was a theme. And then, when I started building my practice, I just was wearing this, the same kind of uniform everywhere. And I realized that that was bleeding into the rest of my life.
Right. So it's this minimal amount of effort that you are making, going on to autopilot and just settling. It really is. It's just settling in so many different ways.
And, I feel like I've learned so many lessons from you, but the other one was, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like you can put as much energy as you want or not want into what you're doing. you know, like it doesn't have to, I don't have to make it a big deal to go out shopping. I can be really casual about it and say, you know what, I'm going to go out, I'm going to browse, see if I can find anything. And, you know, what some colors that I like, you know, really bring some curiosity into it instead of, you know, I've got to find XYZ. And if I can't, I'm just going to get anything that fits me.
Right.
And then I'm not
Yes.
going to like it. And I'm never going to
Yeah.
wear it.
Yeah. So bringing a sense of curiosity and an openness, all of that. So that, I love that so much. I really, especially just think you're such a good example of somebody who, and you, and so many people who just hate shopping. And then you really had that transformation. And who would have thought that, you know, someone who hated shopping and had so much resistance can now have completely a 360, you know, perspective shift and see things so much different. Now, granted, yeah, you might not ever be the person who's like, let's go shop, let's go on a shopping vacation. But that doesn't matter because that's not who you are, right? It's more about where you were and where you are now.
And that's another thing I really liked about the 90-day refreshes, because you had a group of women who were on the spectrum from love shopping, love clothes, to hate shopping. How do I get through this?
Yes,
How do I
yes.
get through the shopping experience? And so it really, it's not just one type of person that benefits from this. It's all of us. We're at different stages in our lives and in our clothes. And it was really pretty profound. And part of the reasons why I got that Kelly green dress, because I never wear that color, is there was one call that I was driving back from work and I had my green scrubs on. And when I got my camera on, everybody said, "Oh my God, that's such a great color on you." And I thought, no, it's not. And I thought, wait a minute, if everybody's saying that, it must be. And that's why I zoned in. I was like, I never wear this color, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's so fun to just get the peer feedback and have that peer support. And it really helps us to see ourselves in a new way, right?
Absolutely.
When you hear, you know, so it's one thing like when you're hearing like the stylist saying, "Oh, that's an amazing color on you." But when you're hearing like every single person, you know, who just coming from all different levels of experience and from backgrounds, it's really amazing. So, so I think I love your story so much. And one of the reasons that I wanted you here was just because your transformation was such a profound transformation internally and then of course externally, and just that your habits and your behaviors and the way that you're treating yourself. It sounds like you're going into shopping and your wardrobe with a much lighter touch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm accessorizing more. The other thing that I did recently is with COVID, I was letting all my hair color grow out to see what I was left with. And I don't think you can say, I decided to go with purple tone. So it's like an ombre, but it's the first time I realized I've ever actually said, this is what I want. Like I've been going to a hairstylist for years and I just go in, he cut my hair, he'd color it. And I always loved it. But once it grew out, I think that part of participating in the 90 days, for me, my hair is another way to accessorize. So when I talked to the stylist, I said, I'm not trying to cover up my grays. I just want to do something really creative. And I don't know that I would have done that if I hadn't gone through the 90-day refresh, because it really was, it's like my cherry on top of every outfit now.
I love that so much. Because it's your creative self-expression. You're really using your style, your appearance as your creative self-expression. That is beautiful. So I just want to thank you for sharing your experience here with me. It's been really, really fun to hear about what it was like for you to go through the 90 days. And I just want to make an invitation to anybody who is interested in having this type of experience. It is a transformation from the inside to the out. It gives you new ideas. It gives you inspiration. You have peer support. You have expert feedback. You start to know what you want with your style, right? You don't just settle for what's in front of you. You get deliberate, you make intentional choices, and the result is you feel calm, comfortable, and confident, just like Valerie. So I am going to put the link down below. It is open right now for enrollment. So I would love for you to join me. Just click ElyshaLenkin.com/refresh. You can check out all the details and then sign up. Valerie, I know that everyone is going to want to learn more about you and maybe sign up to work with you. So please tell us, where can we find you?
Sure. I am updating a website at the moment, so I don't have that to share. My email is journeytowellbeing@hotmail or Gmail, either will do. And I'm on Facebook as Valerie Smith Wellness and Instagram as Fit and Sassy 50.
Okay, so everyone go find Valerie on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to put all those details below. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been so great to connect with you. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
The only thing I'd like to add is the structure of the course. The way you walked us through each step each week was, it wasn't overwhelming. It was in digestible chunks, and it gave us tasks to do each week that were really helpful building toward the end. Yeah, and I would encourage anyone who is listening to join. It was just, it's a great investment.
It's an investment in yourself. We need more women prioritizing themselves. Exactly. This is a wonderful way to do that. All right. Thanks so much, Val. I will be back here next week with another video. I'll see you soon. Bye.